Hello and welcome to Retro Breeze. Today I'm in the beautiful city of York, England. Actually, that's where I am every day because I live here. Anyway, tonight I'm going to a Retro Gaming Night, hosted by my local retro game shop, Sore Thumb Retro Games. It's being hosted at The Spark, which is kind of like a trendy social hub, so not really somewhere that I hang out very often. Anyway, it should be a cool event, there should be lots of games to play, maybe some tournaments to win, lots of people to talk to, so let's go ahead and take a look. The Retro Gaming Night was a small but free event that took place in the event space at The Spark. Upon arriving, I was greeted by Liam, the manager of Sore Thumb Retro Games, and Ryan, the events coordinator at The Spark. Inside, there were a whole bunch of game consoles set up with many different games. Oh yeah, and almost all of them were linked up to CRT TVs as well, which was lovely. The centerpiece of the event was a GameCube linked up to a huge projector at the front, playing Soul Calibur 2 for most of the night. I was able to play a little, but it was mostly dominated by kids the entire time. But that's definitely okay because they were obviously having a blast. I sat down a few times to play some Tekken, Power Stone, and Mario Kart 64, but it was honestly just really fun watching everybody else play these retro games, often for the first time. It was really fun to see kids playing the games that their parents grew up with, and it was especially funny to see them try and figure out the N64 controllers for the first time. By the way, one takeaway I had with this event was just how hard it is to see anything on a CRT TV. When playing Mario Kart 64, I felt like I could hardly see anything that was just a few feet away. Even so, it is a really different experience playing on a CRT, and it really does feel very authentic. In a rather thematic way, there was a PlayStation 2 that struggled to read discs, and the Super Smash Bros. Melee disc was too banged up to work as well. Although I'm kinda glad because it meant that the Pro Smash players lurking in the crowd were kept at bay. I blame the game, I don't remember how to play it. So I'm here at Spark York at the Sore Thumb's Retro Game Night. There's so much going on, tons of people showed up. They've got Soul Calibur on GameCube, Soul Calibur 2. They've got Mario Kart 64 playing, Tekken 3, just a bunch of consoles. There's a arcade machine, a little one playing King of Fighters 2003, I believe, which is pretty cool. There's just so much, so many games. A lot of parents out with their kids, which is really great. A group of kids had a total monopoly on Soul Calibur 2 for like over an hour. They absolutely loved it. And that's just really nice to see, to be honest. And yeah, so just about to start a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament, which I am taking part in, but I am not very good at that game at all. And to be perfectly honest, I think I'm going to go out in the first round. I probably won't be able to capture any footage of it, unfortunately, because I'm kind of a one-man band right now. But hey, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, great night, great evening put on by Sore Thumbs and Spark. Really, really good night. Just a really kind of feel-good night, you know. Lots of people out. Just, I don't know, I'm kind of parodying myself here, but yeah, it's been really nice. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing how the evening goes on, and perhaps I will even get past round 1 in the Mario Kart tournament. Probably not, though. Toward the end of the night, it was time for a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament. Somehow, in the heat of things, I managed to pull 2nd place overall, which was a bit of a shock, to be honest. After all was said and done, I pulled aside Scott, the winner and apparently defending champion of the Mario Kart tournaments, Lee, the owner of Sore Thumb Retro Games, Liam, the manager of the shop, and Connor, who is apparently the official controller tester, for a quick interview. So I'm here at the Sore Thumb Retro Game Night, where we've just done the Mario Kart Double Dash tournament. We have the winner, Scott, the owner, Lee, the manager, Liam, yep, and Connor, the official controller tester.
Thanks for rigging the mother 3 controllers to yeah, all the sound.
A bit of controversy. Player 1, there was rumours the thumbstick wasn't working, but I can deny all that.
It was working at the time when I tested it.
So Scott, how does it feel to apparently defend your title at Mario Kart Double Dash?
Been absolutely great. I've returned from travelling, still triumphant. There's been no one training apparently in York, so I think people need to start training. You need to start training people.
Ooh, he's actually come back from Thailand just to defend this trophy.
It's the only reason I came back.
I know you're wondering where his suntan is.
And
that's what dysentery does to you.
Yeah, well,
makes you pale.
I've got Scottish blood, so I look like the trophy now. So it's all good.
So Lee, so how do you feel that the night went?
It's okay. I'd like more people.
As expected.
It's a free event. Come on down. It was great to see young kids in there, beating the fathers. As a father, I know how bad that feels, but how good it is as well.
I think those kids kind of had a complete monopoly on Soul Calibur for like an hour and a half, though.
Yeah, but they didn't get any better, did they?
They did not get any better, yeah.
You know what, though? What is really great is seeing kids actually play games that they should have no right of really knowing what they are. So, you know, it's nice to see some different people playing games that would never play.
But if you want to blow a kid's mind, give them an N64 controller and just watch them try to figure out.
Yeah, like
they always laugh. Well, they've not got 3 hands. And that thing is built for people with 3 hands, so...
Yeah, that's how you confuse the kid.
Yeah.
No, but it's good to see lots of kids there. More next time.
So, as the manager of Sore Thumb Retro Games, this might be a little bit of a different question. A lot of people say that retro games are getting more and more expensive. Do you think that's reflected in the shop?
No, I think people saying retro games getting more expensive is true and false. Like, not every game rises in value. Some games actually decrease in value, and with the increase of remakes, remasters, it really changes everything. The thing is with retro gaming, there's games cheap enough for everyone to buy, and there's also games that are really collectible to buy if you want to be a collector. There's something open for everybody. So yes, there are certain collectible games that are more expensive, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the hobby as a whole is more expensive.
Excellent.
He had that set up, didn't
That's
he?
an excellent answer.
This is what I had to say in the shop. That's ridiculous.
I agree, that's an excellent answer, and I agree with that too. Alright, so Connor, tell me, what's your favourite game of all time?
My favourite game of all time? Wow, that's massive, isn't it? That's such a massive.
Japanese mags on a fishing game.
No.
I love fishing games. We're good.
Oh! This guy's
Do you?
fishing
What's
game.
your favourite fishing game?
My favourite fishing game is Hooked on Creatures of the Deep, which came out on N-Gage 2.0.
You two just got top.
You guys should go
I think
fishing.
you're on actually another level from me, honestly. That's crazy. My favourite game, probably Half-Life, the original Half-Life.
Yeah, Half-Life could answer.
Started with it all, really. It's, it can't all be weird ones. No, it can't all be weird ones. No. I have my fair share of weird interests in games, but no, that's...
Connor is making a fishing game, so stay tuned.
I've made a fishing game.
Okay.
Yes.
Edit that, please. Connor,
It's called Fish Game. It's called Fish Game, and it'll be out on Steam next year.
Nice. What did you make it in? Unity or Godot?
Unreal 4.
Unreal 4. Nice.
Because I don't have a Steam
Can we
Deck
make
and I
a
can't
plastic
test
trophy and do a competition?
Yes,
over
you
it?
absolutely can. Yes.
Excellent.
Next time we do this, it'll be Sega Bass Fishing up on the main screen. So get ready for that.
Excellent.
That's the one, right, where you got to reel it in with the Dreamcast
Controller, yeah. That's what
And psycho drums.
All right. So, Liam, how about you? What's my favorite game? It's really hard to say. My most played. Yeah. So okay. My most played game is Monster Hunter Freedom 2 on PSP. I have about 4,000 hours in that game from when I was like 16 to like 20.
Starbucks is playing that because I didn't buy the coffee, so I'd be playing that on the wireless LAN with 3 other people, and got kicked out a few.
People like him.
taking advantage of the whole system.
Can I have a Coke, please, with extra ice?
One water, please.
I've got to get that raffle loss.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
You can't get kicked out while you're like dueling Rajangs. It just doesn't work.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So Liam, what's your favorite game of all time?
So my favourite game of all time is SmackDown Here Comes the Pain on PlayStation 2, which is a PlayStation 2 exclusive, might I add. I absolutely love PlayStation games, like PlayStation wrestling games. My main collection is wrestling games, and it's just that sweet spot of like arcade gameplay as well as having like really good animations and kind of having a great story. So it mixes everything up. Like the thing is with like a lot of more modern wrestling games, they're a bit too more realistic and it's a bit too slow paced. Some of the older games just don't have the technology in there, so I think it's the perfect combination.
Absolutely. I always remember making my own characters. I'd always make Spider-Man and whatnot, and that was like the big draw for them, and then the crazy special moves.
Super wild. Like I think the thing is with them games as well, like anyone can kind of pick it up and kind of mess around on it. Doesn't necessarily mean you're good at it, but it's just fun, and that's what a whole game's supposed to be about, just having fun.
Absolutely. So Lee, how about you? Favorite game of all time?
See, I'm getting old, my brain's slowing down, so I like games that are a bit slower. So I'd say Red Dead Redemption.
Tetris.
No, that was number 2.
That's a hard game.
That's number 2.
It's hard though, isn't it?
Tetris is hardcore.
That music.
A game that I can keep playing over and over again. Oh, that'll Fallout 3 maybe. I don't want to. My brain can't cope up too fast. So give me 2 hours fishing, catching a legendary
There we
carp.
go. Yeah, another one.
Oh, back to fish. Yeah, we got the perfect game for you there. Yeah.
Getting a white alligator.
Yeah.
I'm all on board with that, yes, it's,
Sounds good. And Scott, favorite game of all time?
The Last of Us. The Last of Us I'm a story-driven gamer, so The Last of Us has always been my favorite game of all time. The Zelda games, amazing, love them to pieces. And probably one that's a little bit rogue, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm a massive anime fan. It hit on that anime love as well as the Pokemon collecting vibe to it. So yeah, those are you asked for 1, I give you 3. But
Awesome.
Last of Us probably my favorite game of all time. Last of Us 1.
Okay, so controversial question, Last of Us 2.
Amazing. Abby, she's a very flawed character, and she deserved to be part of the universe because it's a universe about people that are flawed survivors, and she was perfect.
Excellent, great answer. All right, well, I guess that's it. So thank you very much for hosting the Retro Game Night. We'll be back for sure. Thanks for letting me record. Yep, thanks to Spark as well for letting me in and not kicking me out. So thank you very much. I'm just kind of a weird guy. Yeah, you know how it is, gamers. You know, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the smell just, you know. Yeah. So there we have it. That was the Sore Thumb Retro Games Retro Gaming Night here at the Spark in York. Really fun night. Somehow I managed to come second in the Mario Kart Double Dash tournament, which, given the fact that I've never played that game before in my life, is pretty funny. I thought I was going to win at one point, but no, it was never going to happen. But anyway, yeah, super fun. Tons of people around, the hosts, the owners, and the manager of the shop. Super friendly, put on a really great event. Sounds like they're going to be putting on a lot more, maybe one every 2 weeks or so. And certainly another coming in 7 weeks or so, I think they said. So yeah, good stuff. If you're ever in York, definitely check out the Spark and also check out Sore Thumb Retro Games. And this has been Shem from Retro Breeze, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.
you.